Are you kidding me? What are they doing? The Platinum are gonna sing a little trio for the peasants? Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Clark Beckham, your host of the Idol Breakdown. We have the first episode of Hollywood Week. We got a lot to cover. Let's go for it. This is the genre challenge, or the lines of 10. We're starting off with country. Right in the beginning is Mike Parker, and oh boy, does he set quite the standard.
I had a dream about a burning house. You were stuck inside, I couldn't get you out.
He's a better singer than country.
Love isn't all that it seems. I did you wrong. I'll stay here with you. The flames are getting bigger now in this burning house. I've been sleepwalking, been wandering all night, trying to take what's lost and broken, make it right.
He hit a run so clean, and it was like in that background, and what I mean is he did this huge note that everyone's like, oh my gosh, gorgeous. And then while we're still recovering and like looking around like, wow, that was a good note, I hear Graham and I this crazy amount of notes, perfectly sung, really clean, and I lose my mind. He has a real advantage in the country genre because of how skillful of a singer he is. Typically male singers in country aren't these vocal acrobats. He is, and has this really soulful tone that he's putting in a country genre, and I feel like he's an R&B singer in the country genre, which feels like cheating, but I feel like that's what he would do in real life, like in the music industry. So let's keep cheating away. Next we have Kaylin Robertson. Kaylin auditioned with her boyfriend Matt, and now she's in Hollywood all by herself, and she sounds fantastic. She sounds even better, I think, in Hollywood so far than she did in her audition, and her audition was fire, and she's keeping that fire burning. We have a new contestant that I haven't seen before, Sarabeth Tate, and she sounds fantastic. They're hitting us with great singer after great singer. Almost the whole show, everyone was great. But Sarabeth Tate is new to me, and she has a really nice, sweet, classic country tone. Next we have Kelsie.
I can hook a trailer on a 2-inch hitch.
Come on now.
And I can shoot a shotgun, I can catch a fish. I can change a tire on the side of the road.
She is absolutely terrified. Now, when I first saw how nervous she was, I went through a range of emotions. One was, oh my gosh, I feel for her. Two was, you gotta know what you signed up for. You knew this was coming. I understand it's your first thing, but maybe you could have tried to sing in front of people. A lot of people that I prep for American Idol auditions, which if you're interested in that, you can email me at beckhamlessons@gmail.com. But one thing I tell people is go out and sing for strangers. Sing with pressure as many times as you can and as much as you can. And I was thinking, she has to know what she signed up for. She could have done that so that this isn't the very first time. But then I was like, Hollywood nerves hit different. They just hit different, and it's almost like it doesn't matter what you do. I remember in Hollywood being super confident. I had friends. I was comfortable with everyone around me. I loved the producers. I was excited. I was competitive, and it was my turn to sing. I was very confident in my song and in my performance, and I go up to the mic feeling like $1,000,000. I step right up into the mic, and I'm like, so nervous. I had these nerves that I'd never felt before, and I found my way through it. I'm telling you, Hollywood nerves are a different world. One thing she said is like, I feel like everybody else is like in Thanksgiving and all the meals are the main things, and I'm just the mashed potatoes. Hey, everyone's favorite food is mashed potatoes in Thanksgiving. This is the favorite food, and you're the favorite food. She kills it. She does fantastic, which I'm so happy to have seen. She needs to use this. The best strategy when it comes to nerves is looking back on other times you were nervous and performed well. So then you can say, okay, I'm nervous, but I'm no stranger to nerves. I've been nervous before and performed well. so I know that I can do it again. Nerves, you can stay here or you can leave. It doesn't matter to me. It's not gonna affect my performance because I know what I've done before and I can do it again. Make sure you tune in at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time to watch this premiere with me. And you can give your hot takes and we kind of all talk in the chat about what we thought, and you can make comments about the video like, Clark, you're an idiot, or wow, that's a great point, whatever you want to say. I noticed the Platinum sitting up in the John Wilkes booth area of the theater. I think this is actually a pretty big disadvantage because the temptation to have the mentality of superiority over everybody else, which can lead to stagnation, feeling like you don't have to work hard, might be too great when you're sitting up in that position. You definitely have to be cognizant of it and to be fighting against it in order to avoid that natural confidence that might come from sitting above everyone and literally looking down your nose on everyone. On the other hand, if I'm one of the contestants that aren't Platinums, I'm looking up at them being like, hey, I see you up there. I'm coming for you. I am taking you out. You're seen as the superiors? That's great. Happy for you. I'm coming. I think the people at the bottom have all the motivation in the world when they're looking up at the Platinum contestants. And if I had to pick, I'd rather be singing in day one instead of up there in the high and mighty ivory tower that they're in. Not that they chose to be there. All they did was sing really well. I'm just saying strategically, I don't see it as a strategy anymore. Next genre is R&B. We have Za that sings first. This made me so mad, like legitimately angry. She misses the first bar, so she misses when she's supposed to start singing, and the piano player just keeps on trucking. She even starts like on the second line, misses that first line and just starts on the second one, and she's still a measure off, and the piano player just keeps going. This is on the piano player. Let's be super duper clear. If you're an accompanist, you follow the singer. If I'm playing a song, especially in this environment, and the singer misses her intro, I'm gonna stay right on that chord. There's some things you can do harmonically to be really clear where they're supposed to come in, and you can hold and wait for them to come in while keeping the tempo. Instead, this player just trucks on through like he's playing to a track or something and just leaves her in the dust. This is on the piano player. This is not on her. Yes, she missed her spot, but oh my gosh, does that happen to everyone? And even the pros will miss their intro. It's up to the accompanist to have the singer's back and to follow the singer, especially when she actually started singing the song. He just kept trucking through ahead of her. He either did not know the song and was just married to the chord chart, told by someone, hey, if they miss it, just keep going, don't cover up for them, mistakes make good TV, or he's a bad piano player. And it's hard to imagine any of those three, but one of those things are true. She doesn't make it. I don't think it's because she messed up in that song. I didn't see her getting very far in the competition anyway, but she had some potential and great tone. Who knows if the piano player would have been a good accompanist and did his job. Next we have Tobias. Just hold it back and never stops running. When he's singing to Ruben, that's actually the best I've heard him sing. Ruben says, hey, you don't need to run so much. You don't need to give him all that. And he's like, totally, I get that. That makes great sense. And then he sings and does so many runs. But to his defense, he's singing a Brian McKnight song that's like almost impossible to not sing runs on. I thought he sounded great though. I thought he sounded good here. Katira sings her song.
Stolen moments is all that we share. You've got your family and they need you there.
It's actually a little too much for me. I think she's so close to being a monster diva singer, and she sounds like it 50-40% of the time, but other times she misses just a little bit too much to really receive that identity as holy cow monster diva singer. She seems just close to me. Next genre is indie, and to lead it we have Leah Marlene.
He was a boy and she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious?
my favorite of the whole competition. She sings Skater Boy, which is pretty cool. I've actually been talking to Leah, and we're actually putting together an idea for a cover, her and I together, just like a TikTok duet type thing. And her song suggestions on what we should do are so off the wall. She lives in this, I can't believe she covered X song. But it's a cool rearrangement, and she does well here. She doesn't really miss ever. I liked her audition better, and I think she has more to come that's gonna be better. It was a fine performance for me. Next we have Fritz.
Mama, come here, approach, appear.
Oh my god,
Daddy,
dude.
I'm alone, cause this house don't feel like home. Don't let go. Hold on to me, cause I'm a little unsteady.
He's murdering this.
Little unsteady.
This is so cool because as I'm watching Fritz in the member watch party live stream, Fritz is commenting and I'm like hyping him up on how great he did. And he's telling us about Hollywood Week, and his boy Ishan is there too, letting us know like that was a weird edit. It wasn't really like that. Or so-and-so was so good, I don't know why they didn't show her. We're watching him and talking to him at the same time. Not just me, but all the other members. And boy, does he crush this performance. Oh my gosh. What he gave us on the audition and that chorus, I was like, oh, there he is. I was wrong. I did not yet know how good he really was. This was great. His guitar playing and the tone in his hands is so good. What I mean by the tone in the hands, you guys are lucky I don't have my acoustic guitar close. There's so much that goes into the sound of the guitar that has to do with your right and your left hand, where your palm is muting and how you control the resonating strings and the bending and the discipline to not bend out of tune. And he does these things masterfully. You can have two people play guitar and you're like, why does that person's guitar sound so much better? And they're playing the same thing. Because of the tone in their hands. He's a 10 out of 10 when it comes to guitar and a 10 out of 10 on this performance. This was one of the best performances of the whole night. If you're interested in becoming a member so you can join on these live stream watch parties with me and the Groove Crew, including Fritz, you can hit this join button below on the bottom right hand side of this video. Or if you're on a phone, you can just hit the link in the description below. Daniela Finn sings,
there ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever.
she might have the best tone of anyone this season. When she's right in there and just singing, the fullness of her vocal tone is so buttery. I think it's better than anyone in the season. There's a couple notes where she reaches and misses a little bit, but again, when she's locked in the tone and that melody is just pouring out of her, it really is like honey. Christian Guardino.
I can't seem to focus, and you don't seem to notice I'm not here.
Oh man.
I'm just a mirror.
This dude, it's like if Mel Torme could sing Runs and was soulful and had a massive range. Rich, thick tone with runs and great choices and the guts to freaking go for it, not to be shy to do the risky vocal stylings. And I don't mean risky as in he might fail at what he's trying to do, but risky as that's weird to do some of these wide vowels and narrow vibratos and different things that he's doing, but he's going for it and it's freaking paying off. This might be the best performance of the whole night. I'm stuck between Fritz and Christian and maybe somebody else that I can't think of right now. I'll let you know. We're moving on to the rock genre. We've got Emyrson.
Take your eyes off of me so I can breathe. Don't try to change my mind.
Emyrson shows us, like she did in her audition, that she has really cool tone to her voice too. Edgy, sweet, and it's all in her. The music, it pours out of her and she lives in it. I mean, it's an absolute part of her. There are a lot of singers who have the song and they have talent to pick that song up and give it to someone, give it to the listener. And then there are singers that take that song and become one with the song and give themselves to the listener. That's what Emyrson does. She's still struggling a little bit on the higher notes, comes across a little yelly, little shaky. I struggle because I think in 3 or 4 years, she wins the show if she can get control of that upper range and get that powerhouse voice once it's developed. But she's here, she's doing a good job, people love her. Ida loves her, they show her a lot, so I'm rooting for her. Then we have Riley Madison.
Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying.
This is the girl from Wattville. She sounds great. She sounds way better than her audition. Her audition sounded good, but she sounds really good in this performance. Next, we've got Noah.
And I had a dream about a burning house. You were stuck inside, I couldn't get you out.
I think Noah's nerves start pushing his notes a little sharp, but he's aware of it and he fixes it. He's got a couple lines where he's consistently sharp and then he locks in and he never has an issue again. After the performance, he says, like, I know I didn't do as well as I wanted to. That tells me that those first 2 lines, he was just trying to get locked in and the nerves pushed it a little sharp, but he was aware of it, which is so important. I think he ended well and he made it through, and I'm looking forward to seeing him lock in more consistently from the beginning. Sir Blake sings,
You with the sadness, don't be discouraged, though I realize it.
He actually had quite a bit of pitch issues. I think he struggled with this performance. They kind of hyped it up to be like, wow, this was great, Sir Blake's so good. And I'm a fan, believe you me. But I think this was a weak performance from him, and I expect a lot better in the future. Ava Maybe.
Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
She tells us that her dad was a drummer for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Whoa! That tells me that she's grown up right in the middle of high quality musicianship. And it shows, because she's picking great freaking songs. She does this sick arrangement, goes for it, sounds really great. There's still some spots that get a little shaky here and there and have some pitch issues, but this was, for me, way better than her audition. She could turn into something. Then we have Sam. Oh my gosh, when he called Ryan Seacrest Mr. Ryan, my heart. Oh my goodness. He started to sing. I thought he sounded great. He had some pitch issues, but they were way better than his audition, and I thought he sounded awesome. This is what I think happened. I wonder if the judges knew that he wasn't gonna make it to top 24, and the next couple of days with duet, and then the next round after that, they're gonna be hell. And seeing how much he struggled off stage leading up to this first round, I wonder if they're like, hey, let's just not make him go through this. I don't think they saw him as a finalist that would go deep into the competition, maybe just because of the intense stress that this show can bring on and the weight that you have to carry. But man, he did great. Represented himself so well, ended on a great note, no pun intended, and I'm very proud of him, and I enjoyed his performance and just his aura and personality. Then we have Kevin.
Gosh. Got it. No, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tired. You know what,
Don't say that. I'm a little bit tired.
I'm so tired of being alone, so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, girl?
Come on.
As soon as you can. So tired of on my own. Won't you help me, girl? As soon.
Kevin got me. He starts playing piano, I'm like, jeez. And he stops. And he starts playing again, he goes, I'm sorry, I'm just tired. And immediately I'm like, no. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, you do not say you're tired. If you got 2 hours of sleep, you're exhausted and you can barely stand, and someone asks you how you're doing, you say, I'm doing great, I could do this all day long. Never, especially from stage on a microphone, tell someone, guys, I'm tired. Nuh-uh. You suck it up and have some strength. And so right when he says it, I'm like, don't say that. And he goes, sorry guys, I'm tired. I'm so tired of being alone. Oh, you son of a gun, you got me. Love that. He sounded great, looked great, was super confident. This dude is probably the biggest pro of anybody in the competition. He is swinging for the fences, and anything you throw at him, he's gonna knock out of the park. I love this dude. Cadence sings next.
I would never talk about it, never let it get too deep. But something in me's changing, guess you did something to me. 'Cause for the first time I get worried when I'm looking in your eyes.
Hey, she's a singer. She can sing. Love the moment with her dad. I looked over and Chanley was tearing up. I was close. So sweet and wholesome. She can sing, bro. We got Tristen.
Try me. Darling, let me know I love you.
I thought he did well. It was restrained and you could tell he's taking the judges' notes. I wasn't crazy about it. Again, he's pretty young. His voice is not quite fully developed to what it will be, and I think he's got some work to do and maybe needs some time. Jacob Moran.
I never needed you like I do right now. I never hated you like I do right now.
Now this is my boy. This dude is a monster, one of the best vocalists on the whole season, but he has got to pick and choose when he does that. He cannot do runs and high spectacular notes out of insecurity. He can't. It's got to come from a genuine place of passion and love for the song and what it's saying. As soon as we get into the land of, I got to show off, I got to show you what I can do, I got to do something big so I don't go home, we lose the magic of music. He's got to be really careful where he picks and chooses his acrobatic moves vocally. Nicolina is next.
I tried to scream, but my head was underwater. They called me weak, like I'm not just somebody's daughter. It could have been a nightmare.
She kills. If there's one contestant that American Idol seems to be pushing as hard as they can, it's her. They gave her 2 full minutes of singing, gave her a ton of TV time for her audition, and this performance was great. She missed a little bit. She's got to hang on there on those top notes. So kind of like Grace Kinsler, she'll pick out these crazy notes, nail the first one, and then there's like 3 or 4 more up there that she kind of just lets go. But because that first one was so strong, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then she comes back down. But man, if you can nail all 4 of those notes, even if the first note is the most important and the others are just kind of filler, every note's important. You want to treat every note like it's your favorite note in the whole song. And if she can nail all of those with perfect pitch there and get in the center of the pitch, which was just a little bit of a struggle on this performance, that's when you start seeing literally perfect performances. And I am a believer in a perfect performance. And I think she has the potential to do it. But she came a little short on this one, if you ask me. Then the platinum singers go and sing. What? No. That's so superioristic.
This is so weird. Why do they... What's the crowd supposed to be like? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I get to see these 3 platinum winners. Like, sounds good. She's so good. Yeah, she's so good. Ooh.
Ah! She's like 9 years old too.
This is so weird, but it's good.
Pretty good.
It was great, but like...
At first I'm like, are you kidding me? What are they doing? The Platinum are gonna sing a little trio for the peasants. They start singing and they kind of kill it. And by kind of, I mean completely. Jay sounds really good. Doesn't do a single run, just sings the song. And he's singing in the girls' key. And Kennedy, woo! She sounds real good. She does a couple runs. I'm like, oh my gosh. They sounded good. I was kind of making fun of the idea of the Platinums coming and do a trio, and I thought it was gimmicky and lame and awkward, but they crushed it. Lionel was like, that's your competition. Be nervous, be scared. It's like, now, when they mentioned that the Platinums get to pick their duet partner out of the litter, that's an advantage, and what an honor to be picked, honestly. It'll be super interesting to see who they go for. The most important factor when it comes to picking a duet partner is how they work with others, not how they sing. It's not. It's how do they work well with others, and can they communicate well? Can you communicate well? That's what's most important. Next week is gonna be freaking awesome. My winners and losers of the week. My winners are the singers that they showed tonight. They killed. Everyone did so much better for the most part. The loser of the week is gonna be me because holy crap, that was a lot of contestants to go through. I was writing down notes so fast, trying to keep up. Next week, gonna probably be the same thing, but hey, I'm here for it. Top 24, I don't know what in the world I'm gonna do. This episode's viewer question comes from Zach Smith. He says, my question is, what is a good overall strategy for Hollywood Week? What was yours? My overall strategy that helped the most was pair up with someone that knows what they're doing. I had a guy on my season named David. David had been to Hollywood Week 4 times and group round 3 times. So I literally did whatever he said, saw what he did and followed. And what I noticed about him is the number one thing that he prioritized was rest. When we did our group round, now it's duets. When we figured out the arrangement, we recorded it on a voice memo. He took a Bluetooth speaker from his room, brought it down, and when we practiced choreography, we played our recording, so we didn't have to sing all night, on and on. We could rest our voice. He also had the wherewithal to, the moment we were able to, he ran to the rehearsal room, put our names down to get our song confirmed so we could be done with that process, because you have to do that. You have to go get your song confirmed, like you're good to go and ready before you can go to bed. So we did that immediately, got out of there, got more sleep than anybody. The key is rest. It'd be that and then a positive attitude. That's actually maybe the most important thing, is the positive attitude. You are grateful to be there. It's an incredible opportunity. You could do this all day, all week, for months on end. It's easy to fall into the trap of, why do they keep us up so late? What are they doing? They're doing this on purpose, you know. They don't care about us. They just want their ratings. And it's so easy to just fall in line with that mentality, because there's a lot of people around that are gonna be saying that. Those people won't make it very far, because a negative attitude is poison. So gratitude and rest will get you as far as you can go. Drop your question below in the comments and you might get picked up as the viewer question of the next episode. For our conspiracy theory, we actually have a rebuttal to my conspiracy theory in the last episode that I will credit to Joshua Mayers. He was the one in the comments that I saw say it and I jumped onto it. But Roy Benedict here says otherwise. That conspiracy theory is not true, I think, because they gave Hunter girls after the audition. That's a great point. But they could have totally planned to give Hunter the platinum ticket at this post-audition performance thing they did from the jump. So I still believe in the conspiracy theory. Make sure you drop your conspiracy theories. I want all of them. Get creative. Even if you don't believe it yourself, let's just go for it. Drop them in the comments below so you can show up in the conspiracy theory segment. That's it for me. We got duets next week. It's gonna be fun. I'll see you then.